Alright, y'all, come on. So we got a few things we got to do today.
In my old Kentucky home, good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away.
Hello.
Hey y'all, welcome to Stiver's Homestead. So today is going to be a tad different because it's super hot.
Super hot.
And sometimes you have to divide and conquer to get things done and keep the family happy. So as you can tell, Jen is in a bathing suit. And the kids are in the pool.
Yep.
So it's just way too hot today for us all to be out here sweating. So y'all are going to be running around with me. We'll check in on them. They're going to be doing a little pool time fun. And then as soon as I get done with y'all, I'm going to join them.
Alright, y'all have fun with this one.
You have fun in the pool. Alright, y'all, come on. So we got a few things we got to do today. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to y'all about today is what we actually did last night. So we didn't catch it on film because you have to do it later in the evening and it was starting to get dark and we was just rushing to get it done. But we did a couple things to our garden to help spruce it up, get things back to life. Well, most everything's good, but enhance some and bring some things back to life. And then also help with a bug problem. So the first one that you all are familiar with, especially if you watch Jess over at Roots and Refuge, because she believes in it, she's the reason we got this, so is the neem oil. So the neem oil, that helps you with any kind of insect bug problem that's eating through your leaves. It's just a good little, honestly, it's straight up just like oil. When you mix it with the water, it separates just like oil would. So it's pure neem oil, and we don't have a sprayer, so if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I ain't got one of those, it's fine. This takes longer, but you can mix it with a water solution, and you just spray your leaves on the top and the bottom, and that's going to help with the bugs. I think you do it every couple weeks or as it shows with any kind of animal. So this is once every 7 to 10 days. I don't know. To me, I'm just gonna watch. If this cures it, and then maybe in 10 days I'll do it again. It's a little windy today. But yeah, so I'm just gonna watch it, and if the bugs start getting more and more into the plants, then we'll do it a little bit more often, but we'll see. So that's the first time that we put that on there. Second thing we did. So if you watched our this past week garden tour, so the second one, you noticed that some of our tomato plants, one specific bed, has been struggling some. We got pretty bad leaf curl. A lot of y'all had some good ideas and thoughts and suggestions. A lot of people was talking about the straw that was in there. Might have had some herbicides or some kind of chemical on it when we bought it. Well, the only reason I'm saying it's not that, I'm not saying it, I mean, it very well could be, but we used one bale for all of our beds, and none of the other beds are having that issue, so I don't think that that's it. Some other people mentioned that the stakes could have disrupted the roots, which very, very possible. But the leaf curl was happening before the stakes were put in, and we're about 2.5 weeks into the stakes being by the tomatoes, and the other bed, the one that has all the varieties and working, there's not been a single issue. And lastly, the Bonnie's Best, it's Bonnie's Best Heirloom from Baker's Creek. It's not Bonnie's Plants, and they might need to change that name because it does sound like the Bonnie's Plants, but they're actually from Baker's Creek, but they're called Bonnie's Best Tomatoes. That's the only ones that are acting up, but a lot of them are starting to come back, which makes us happy. Some might be too far gone, but we'll see on that case. But what we're doing to try to, what we've decided is the problem is lack of nutrients. We think we're having a little bit of lack of nutrients that might be in our soil. It is super soil that's in our raised beds. We bought, and It's mixed very well, but it's still gonna have some of our native soil that's here in our area, which is a little bit more clayier. So we've got some fish minerals. So Living Traditions, they use this a lot, and I think they believe by it pretty heartily, and a lot of people suggested this. So I put this on last night. This is also mixed with water. It was 1 cup to 2 gallons is what we did. For the neem oil, it's a very small amount. It was a teaspoon. Yeah, a teaspoon for this little guy, and then a dab of Dawn dish soap. So this plant food was pretty exciting. It actually kind of brought back some childhood memories. It honestly smells like when you go fishing and you use chicken livers. I remember sitting by the pond and getting the chicken livers out, and this is the smell it had. So we just poured that down at the base of all the plants and gave them some food, and we use this for everything. Just to kind of enhance, and we'll do that probably every 2 weeks. Maybe every 10 days, so maybe a little less than 2 weeks, but I'm excited to see how it works. You all can let us know what you all think on the next garden tour, if you think that it's working or not, because it'll have a good 5 days or so before we get that video recorded, and this will be in it. So we'll see how that does, but I'm super excited. The garden's really making some extreme progress. We had quite a bit of rain come in, and you know, you can water through your water hose all you want, but that hard water just does not give the growth like a nice soft water rainstorm. After you get that rainstorm, oh my goodness, it feels like everything just sprouts 2 foot. If you're not familiar with soft and hard water, normally anything that's coming out of your faucet is gonna be a hard water, and so it's a little more harsh on your plants. And what comes from the sky, your rainwater, is more of a soft water. And so everything's just gonna grow a lot better with that. That's why rain catchment systems are so popular and big. Besides the fact of just saving and reusing the water, the rainwater, it's actually better for your plants than hooking your water hose up to the faucet. So if you're not familiar with that, I wanted to explain that out. Yes, we are planning on doing water catchment, so we'll have that in the future as well. But other than that, we got some things that we need to do. What are we doing today, officially? Now that we've talked about last night enough. As you can see, we went shopping. So our local nursery, Wilson's Nursery, is here in town. They're awesome people, awesome place. It's where we got our soil. They were participated in our 1,000 sub giveaway with some seed packs. That's where we get all of our microgreen seeds, which Jen got some more today to start growing those again, because we've basically expired all of the last ones that we've had. But we got some cool stuff. So we went there to try to find some flowers for the front yard raised bed for the kids. So it wouldn't all just be seeds, you know, they could actually get some color and have some fun. Well, we didn't get any flowers, anything that's just strictly pretty. We got everything that is a useful benefit. Jen is so excited about this box. I mean, there is not one thing in here that she isn't just pumped about. She's done had me eating half of it. So to start out, we got to get in the ground. This is some variegated, is this basil? No, sage. Variegated sage. We taste tested all these on the way home. Then we got some thyme, I do believe. Yep, this is silver edge thyme. And then some oregano, common. And this one we're super excited about. It's a citrulella plant. We wanted this, huh?
Citronella.
What did I say? Citronella, my bad. And y'all, this is the one Jen's the most excited about. What's it called? Nasturtiums. Did I get that right? So these are awesome. We tasted them on the way home. It's a wild thing to taste because you hit it and it's like, that's a sweet lettuce, and then bam, where'd that radish come from? It's got a little spice kick to it, but they're super awesome. So we got a bunch of stuff that's gonna end up with Jen's herbs. Obviously most of them are herbs, but the citrulella we're gonna put in a pot and put in the middle of the garden just to help with mosquitoes, and then just because it smells really good. The nasturtiums are going in a hanging basket so they can just hang and be beautiful. And to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure where we're putting these just yet, but we'll figure that out. So let's go. Okay, so I've got first the hanging basket, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more pots. I think that's right. I might be one shy, but We've got all the pots that we're gonna set up. So for the nasturtiums, we're gonna put these in a hanging basket and just let them hang over. This is a cool little basket we got last year. It's just an iron basket and it's got these little, I call them bird nest cages basically, for you to put in here. The only thing you gotta watch out for is birds. Birds love picking this stuff out and making their bird's nest out of it. Hence the name I gave them. So if you watch that, they'll be good, but I have watered our soil and I'm just gonna dig a hole about the size of the pot itself here. And I'm not a fan of these. They're supposed to be biodegradable, but they're not. Problem is you got all your roots at the bottom. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna break, unfortunately I know, one of them off there, and then I'm gonna tear the box itself. Pot, box, whatever you wanna call it. And Jen's done warned me. Don't be tearing up or killing the nasturtiums. But we've all seen the zinnias, right? I don't wanna get too cocky though and then kill something. All right, they pulled right out of there. You know what would have been cool if we had multiple of these to put in there. Have them all the way around. That would have been neat. I think we're gonna start these from seed next year and grow them ourselves. Sturgeon, done. All right, let's fast forward these next few. All right, I hope y'all can hear me over the wind, but everything is now planted. So for these four, they're gonna hang out down here by Jen's herb garden. So that's the oregano, the sage, the thyme, and then our, what's it called? The mosquito stuff, citronella. But it's right there. So it's all with the herbs, and then let's go around front and I'll show you where the other things are. Wind is just absolutely nuts. I don't know when Kentucky turned into Kansas, but my goodness. We have had so much wind. It's not so bad when you're not trying to shoot video. It actually feels pretty good, but goodness gracious. Ooh, you can't see me. There we go, that's better. There they are. And get you turned around here. So we're really starting to get some hanging baskets, but they are up there hanging out, looking all pretty. And then I gotta show y'all one more thing. Look at these people back here just having fun while the work's being done. Nah, somebody's gotta be in there when the kids are in there. Let's check on the animals real quick. Y'all ain't seen them. So here's the little bottle babies. Ooh. There's Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? Little bottle baby's trying to find a bottle. It's not feeding time just yet. That's over snacking. So I wanted to kind of give an update on them. We haven't seen them in a while. Charlie, he's big and bucky and being awesome. So we had them separated for a while, but Goats are just escape artists, and also the problem that we were having is anytime it was feeding time, it was just hard to open the gate with them being so close together, and nothing to break them out. I mean, it was just, ah! What are you crazies doing? It was just too hard to keep them separated. So, however, he still can't get her impregnated right now. She's still too young, and the babies are very young. So, another thing we're about to do with them is actually on the first. Sorry, I think I got some Joes on purpose and now. Whew. Let's hope it's. I got flies, goats, everything. What's up, Elsa? So we'll get that up quick, and we'll get the males over there. And then also on the first, Buster is gonna be banded. So I'm gonna band him. That's when he'll hit a 6-week mark. You want to band in between 6 and 8 weeks. No, you can do it past 8 weeks, but for the safety of the goats and just making it easy, you really want to try to do it between the 6 to 8 week mark for the best case. So I'm gonna do it right at 6 weeks. We'll get him banded and start turning him into a wether pretty quickly. You know, one thing that's kind of crazy over here, look at all the grass we got. I absolutely love that we were able to give these animals so much room. Now, given we don't have an amazing amount by any means, so that's why I stand down, but we're able to give them so much room that they're not eating this grass up real fast, which really makes me happy. They just have a lot of nice pasture to graze in. Ow! Whew. Nibbling the fire out of me. But that's really nice that they have that, and they got a lot of shade over here, so we just really got a nice area that's really turned out for kind of not really whipping it together, but kind of whipping it together. So I'm really excited about that piece. You don't see many pastures that are one pasture and there's just loads of grass. But the guineas and chickens and everybody's having a good time. This one I think's falling asleep in my lap. Say hi, Elsa. Say hi. What you doing, Charlie? What you doing? Goat's taking over the camera today. But I just want to give y'all an update on these little guys. You just got headbutted by Charlie, that's what that was. They're all doing great. We did have not really a scare, but these little guys, when we first got them home, they were fine. And then they started not wanting their bottle, rejecting it. And they were kind of just going through some changes. I think their stress was a little up, so we gave them some more of that probiotic paste that really helped them out. And then honestly, just them adjusting to the formula when we had to move to straight ed. So they're all good now. Everybody's really nice and healthy and getting along just fine, aren't we, Elsa? Aren't we? Goat kisses. All right, y'all. Well, I think that's all we have for today. I'm hot, so I've got to do one more chore for the family. Being the only ones on the hillside, there's all kinds of things to do. So the rest of the family's out doing some side by siding. So I gotta get that done. Then I'm gonna go hop in that pool with the rest of the family. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.